All right, I'd like to go ahead and welcome you to the Tuesday, December 19th, 2023 Warrenton Board of Alderman meeting. If you would, please rise and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item will be the consent agenda.
We have the regular meeting minutes from December 5th, 2023.
Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
I move to approve those.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, seconded by Alderman Cullum. Roll call vote.
Alderman Miller,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Corder,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 with one absent. Next, we'll be hearing from the public. If you'd like to come say something to us, please step to the podium, state your name, we'll give you 5 minutes to speak. Not seeing anybody, we'll move on. Board of Alderman comments.
I would like to thank everybody that turned out for the Wreaths Across America last weekend. Mayor, EMS, everybody, police, thank you for coming. It was a huge success, and we really appreciated the help. Thank you very much.
I'd like to springboard off that and say, I know we're probably going to collaborate together and probably try and do a fundraiser. Kind of gone up in costs, and I think there's a little bit there, but it was fun to see everybody. I say fun, it's not a fun thing to be there for, but it does your heart good when you see that many people in the community and the kids that came that are following in the tradition of honoring anybody any of their service members who've either passed away or lost their life in battle for our country. Lay wreaths at the headstones. That was a pretty moving moment. But I will say that it still does your heart really good, and you can't help but smile when you see that many kids out there participating, especially when you hear so many rumors about the youth becoming disconnected with our communities. It's huge. So I know I will continue independently pushing for it, and we'll definitely be participating in helping set up fundraisers for it. I don't think it's something we want to let go in our community. Thank you. Anyone else? Well, I'll say a early Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, so I don't offend anybody, I guess. I don't care if I offend people. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, whatever your persuasion or belief is. Hope we covered all, but definitely be safe, and please be here next year. Next, we have boards and commission appointments. Man, we got a bunch of them. You want me to read through them? Okay. Building Board, a 2-year term, a reappointment of Rick Brigginjohn, Johan, Gary Scott, and Fred Flake. Planning and Zoning, a 4-year term, reappointment of Scott Costello and Kelly Madden. Board of Adjustments, 5-year term, reappointment of Jason Cullum. And the reappointment of, can I do them all in one? Is that right? Okay. The reappointment of Brandy Walters and Brian Brink, and the appointment of Megan, I hope I don't screw this up. Welder, thank you. I'm going to get it right one of these times. As director on the board of directors for the Warrenton Commons Community Improvement District with a term expiring of January 16, 2028. Entertain a motion to approve all the appointments listed.
So moved.
Second.
Would we get a second? Who wants to take it? Romaker. Motion made by Alderman Cullum, second by Alderman Romaker. Roll call vote.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Corder,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Romaker,
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 with one absent. Next, we'll hear from City Administrator Brandy Walters.
Good evening. The first thing that I have for you tonight is our annual agreement with the Warren County R3 School District. Excuse me. This is our agreement for the SROs, the security officers, those at the school. We did up that this year to 4 SROs. As you know, we did this 6 months ago, but we're putting this on the same fiscal year as where our budget's going to be, so that's why we're renewing it again. I was informed by Lieutenant tonight that we will have all 4 of those positions filled within the next week or so. One of them, our last one, is on FTO, so those will be all filled. The new agreement does reflect the 2/3 being paid by the school and 1/3 being paid by the city. And there is a bill.
Anybody have any questions on it? All right, I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of Bill number 87-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, second by Alderman Miller.
Bill number 87-23, an ordinance authorizing execution of agreements between the Warren County R3 School District and the City of Warrenton, Missouri for school crossing guards, security services, and resource officers.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of Bill number 87-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, second by Alderman Cullum.
Bill number 87-23, an ordinance authorizing execution of agreements between the Warren County R3 School District and the City of Warrenton, Missouri for school crossing guards, security services, and resource officers.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
The next thing that I have for you tonight is the Warren County Council on Aging Agreement. Again, this is our annual agreement that we're renewing in conjunction with our new fiscal year. The city pays $1.50 per meal. These are the Meals on Wheels. The city pays $1.50 per meal that they deliver, not to exceed $11,000 throughout the year. And there is a bill.
And it's widely used. I mean,
Very.
just so people understand, it's not something we've funneled money towards. I mean, we've actually taken part and watched and seen how productive it is. Any questions on that? I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of Bill number 88-23.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cullum, second by Alderman Miller.
Bill number 88-23, an ordinance authorizing execution of an agreement between the Warren County Council on Aging and the City of Warrenton, Missouri.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of Bill number 88-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, second by Alderman Romaker.
Bill number 88-23, an ordinance authorizing execution of an agreement between the Warren County Council on Aging and the City of Warrenton, Missouri.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
Next one is we have our annual agreement with Agape Ministries. If you recall, last year we increased this to $25,000 for the whole year, and there is a bill for this one as well.
Any questions on that? I'll entertain a motion for first reading of Bill number 89-23.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, second by Alderman Cullum.
Bill number 89-23, an ordinance authorizing execution of an agreement between Agape Ministry and the City of Warrenton, Missouri.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of Bill number 89-23.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, seconded by Alderman Schultz. Or,
Sure.
let's go Schultz.
Bill number 89-23, an ordinance authorizing execution of an agreement between Agape Ministry and the City of Warrenton, Missouri.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
Our trash extension contract is the next thing. This is with Grace Hauling. And as you know, we've had them for about 2 years, right at 2 years now. So we would like to extend this contract. When they originally bid, they bid it out for 4 years, 2 years, and 2 years. This extension would take them out for 2 more years. They do have an annual increase of 86 cents per month for a single family and 77 cents per month for a senior account.
Probably cover fuel costs, I would imagine.
Correct. They don't have fuel charges in their contract, so I'm sure this is to account for that.
How are the complaints going with that? I mean, we almost had like 8 pages worth last time.
We do not. I've
Oh.
not heard of anything.
Okay.
Good.
Maybe it's
Great.
the annual Christmas card we
Yeah, we got a
always
Christmas
get.
card today from them, so.
And I know it's not just us. I mean, other people throughout the city are getting them, so pretty impressive when they do that. Any questions?
Nope.
Entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 90-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cullum, seconded by Alderman Schultz.
Bill number 90-23, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an extension to the city contractor agreement with Grace Hauling, Inc.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 90-23.
Yes.
So moved. Second. Sorry.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, seconded by Alderman Corder. Roll call, I'm sorry, go ahead and read.
Bill number 90-23, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an extension to the city contractor agreement with Grace Hauling, Inc.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Miller,
Yes.
Alderman Scholes,
Yes.
Alderman Corder,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
The next thing I have for you is a bill for a code change to our fiscal year and budget, and this would change the code to reflect our new fiscal year of January to December, and then we would also to change the budget being brought to you in December rather than June.
Any questions on that? I know it's something we've talked about for a while. All right.
Long time coming.
We won't have to pass this. This would be the only time we have to pass this, right? We're just switching for this year and it's a permanent.
Right, from April to switching to January, it'll be
Yep.
permanently in no ordinance for that. And just in case there are questions, I'll go ahead and explain that. Usually come April, we do municipal election, which means sometimes we get new alderman or mayor, and it is very hard to catch somebody up within 1 month of everything that's needed in the budget and going over the budget. This kind of gives us a lot more time to kind of get somebody comfortable with understanding the budget and how it works. Gives us several months to be able to work with somebody. And if they have questions, then it gives them that amount of time to formulate any questions that they may have for the department heads and for the city administrator for anything we may have. So we felt like this is something that was essential for us to change. I'll entertain a motion for first reading of bill number 91-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Rollmaker, seconded by Alderman Miller.
Bill number 91-23, an ordinance amending section 120.010 and 120.080 of the municipal code of the city of Warrenton, Missouri pertaining to fiscal year and budget procedures.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 91-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, seconded by Alderman Schultz.
Bill number 91-23, an ordinance amending section 120.010 and 120.080 of the municipal code of the city of Warrenton, Missouri pertaining to fiscal year and budget procedures.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Scholes,
Yes.
Alderman Corder,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Romaker,
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
The next thing that I have for you tonight is the reappointment of Judge Bill Bierman as our municipal judge. He has been with us now for, I believe, 1 year, and he does a great job. We don't have any complaints or any issues with him, so our recommendation is to reappoint him for another year, and his contract would be at $1,400 per month.
Any questions on that?
Nope.
All right, I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 92-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, seconded by Alderman Cullum.
Bill number 92-23, an ordinance of the city of Warrenton, Missouri reappointing Bill Bierman as the municipal judge of Division 2 of the city of Warrenton's municipal court.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 92-23.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Rollmaker, seconded by Alderman Corder.
Bill number 92-23, an ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri, reappointing Bill Bierman as a municipal judge of Division II of the City of Warrenton's Municipal Court.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
The next thing I have for you tonight is the agreement with Tournament Sports Management, or TSM. They currently run our recreational leagues. They do tournament promotions, and they do our concessions out there. They've done a great job since we've put them in place. In the past, we've had 3 separate contracts with them, and they've all expired at December, the end of December. This year, when I spoke with the attorney, we combined those all into one. So instead of having 3 separate ones, we're just having one this year, and it'll go from January to December.
Any questions on that? I'll entertain a motion for,
You got a question? Go ahead.
They've been our representative. Do they pay the city for that? Or is it a mutual agreement? What is it?
They do not pay us anything. What they get out of it is they get the recreational leagues when they, the registration fees, they get to keep that. They do give us a percentage, a small percentage of their concessions.
Okay.
any other questions? I'll entertain a motion for first reading of bill number 93-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cullum, seconded by Alderman Miller.
Bill number 93-23, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a recreational league concession and tournament promotion agreement with Tournament Sports Management, LLC.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 93-23.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, seconded by Alderman Schultz.
Bill number 93-23, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a recreational league concession and tournament promotion agreement with Tournament Sports Management, LLC.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
The last thing that I have for you tonight is our prosecuting attorney. As you know, Katie Joyce has moved on to judge. Congratulations to her. We had our operations committee, which was Alderman Miller and Alderman Cullum. They both helped sit through some interviews with me, and then we brought in Alderman Corder on the second day. So we interviewed 6 different prosecutors, and our recommendation is Cynthia Davenport. She is out of Troy. She brings to us 20 years of experience with Troy and Moscow Mills, both doing prosecution over there and city attorney over there as well. We got good reviews on her when we called her references, and so we would like to appoint her for a 1-year term. And then, just like we did with Katie, if it works out good, then we'll go to a multiple year. But right now, we'd like to do just a 1-year agreement with her.
Any questions on that? I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 104-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, seconded by Alderman Cullum.
Bill number 104-23, an ordinance authorizing execution of a contract with Cynthia Davenport of Davenport Law for prosecuting attorney services for the city.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 104-23.
Second.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, seconded by Alderman Schultz.
Bill number 104-23, an ordinance authorizing execution of a contract with Cynthia Davenport of Davenport Law for prosecuting attorney services for the city.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
That's all I have for you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Director of Operations, John Struckoff.
Good evening. First thing I have tonight is a monthly admin report. If you have any questions on that, I'd be happy to answer. No real highlights this month other than we hired a bunch of people in the police department last month, so that's a good thing. Just one other tidbit on that is, I don't know if you guys knew about the letters to Santa that we had going on with the city. that has been a huge turnout this year, so we've received a lot of letters. In the years past, we have not. This year has been a good year for that, so.
You've passed it on to Santa Claus.
Yeah, he's been busy. He's
Excellent.
been busy. So,
Anytime we can help the big man, we will.
that's right. That's right. Next thing I have for you tonight is the engineering for the TEEP grant. This is what I talked about at the last meeting, that this is the engineering agreement that needs to be signed to get this underway. Happy to answer any questions on that.
No, I got a lot of positive feedback on Santa on the fire truck, though. So I don't know if you had anything to do with that, but
No, we didn't.
Sure, we can pass along to the fire department, though, that
Yeah.
them helping Santa Claus was good, too. I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 94-23.
So moved.
second.
Good.
So, motion made by Alderman McCollum, seconded by Alderman Rollmaker.
Bill number 94-23, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with George Butler Associates, Inc. for engineering services for the TEAP 077 grant.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 94-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, seconded by Alderman Schultz.
Bill number 94-23, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with George Butler Associates, Inc. for engineering services for the TEAP 077 grant.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Scholes.
Yes.
Alderman Quarter.
Yes.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Alderman Rollmaker.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent.
I just wanted to do a real quick update on the turf project. We have a couple pictures and a short video of the current progress at the athletic complex. So I'd be happy to answer any questions on that project too, if you have any. It's going very well. As of right now, because of the great weather we've had, we're ahead of schedule. Knock on wood. Let's keep it that way. So,
Yes.
but we're still looking at a spring start date, so.
Great. The white, that's an underlayment?
So that's all gravel.
That's all gravel?
It's all gravel.
Okay.
So the dirt underneath of the gravel that you don't see anymore is all graded on a slope to go to the drainage pipes. Then they fill in with 1-inch clean base rock. And then on top of that is they call it chips. It's like a 3/8 clean. And then that is laser graded, perfectly level. The turf actually lays right on top of that gravel.
How do they fasten that?
I'm sorry?
How's it fastened?
It's, so they have a nailer board all the way around the outside, and they lay it down like carpet. So they lay that over top of the edge, and they staple it on the backside, so it's just like carpet.
Just curious. Sorry.
Yep. Comes in 15-foot rolls, and they seam it all together, so.
Did they, John, did they also fix the drainage in the outfield? Or is,
So the
that.
main issue with the drainage in the outfield is a culvert pipe that runs underneath of the walkway that comes from you can kind of see in the top of the picture up there. That drainage pipe is actually raised up, so the water can't get to it. So that is in the contract to fix all that. But they have not got to that point, yes, but it will
but
be
it is
taken.
part of it?
Okay, good. So the infield's being basically it's a big French drain now, so that'll also help, because that water won't go to the outfield. All that water's already good, it's all going into the pipes and going to the outfall, so.
Looks good.
Amazing the amount of work that they got done. Again, thank you for the great weather, so.
Yeah. Everybody'd be happy this summer, I'm sure. It'd be exciting to see the kids.
It's gonna be
playing on
busy summer for sure.
that. Yeah, thank you.
That's all I have.
Any other questions on that?
Unrelated to this project, has there been any more discussion about the handicap access?
Yes, so we went to one of our engineering firms, and they're working on a proposal for us to do some engineering to see what we can do, and some preliminary numbers, it looks like it's going to have to be a phased project, but yes, we are looking into it. It will not be in this turf project, though.
Oh, I know, I realize that.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that just because we're doing the turf doesn't mean that it's going to be in this project. We can't throw that in there, so.
I just knew that was a concern last year, and I was wondering if there were any further discussion about it.
Yeah, we've been in contact with an engineering firm, so we'll bring that to you when we're ready to do that, so.
Any other questions? Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Finance Officer Megan Welder.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. You have in front of you the budget for January through December of 2024. This was first presented in a work session back in June of 2023 as an 18-month budget, and just the 6 months has been approved, so here you have the remaining 12 months. Some of the changes, you can see a summary on page 7 of the document that I've submitted. The total projected operating revenues are $16,384,420. Two of those components being water and sewer utility revenues and sales tax revenues. Projected water and sewer revenues is about $5,178,000. There's no rate increase for 2024 as we had a rate increase in August of 23, and that was sufficient enough to get us through December of next year. Projected sales tax, $6,458,381, which is a 1% increase. Projected real estate and personal property tax revenues is $660,254, and this increase is related to new residential and commercial construction, which is allocated between the general fund of $415,847 and the park fund of $244,407. As we talked about previously, the hauler's contract with Grace Hauling has increased 86 cents per month per household for the trash services, and then the 77 cents for senior accounts. As far as expenses go, the total for all operating accounts for all funds is $9,821,814. This excludes capital expenditures and debt services. A 2% increase in wages was budgeted in payroll for January. 4 to 6% increase was given in July of 2023. An increase in health insurance premiums of 3% is shown, and we have allocated $150,000 for the implementation of phase 1 of the wage and compensation study. Capital expenditures, you can see on page 39. We have $17,345,101 for the new year. $6.7 million of that is for several extension projects that were funded and initialized but didn't reach completion by December of 2023. The general fund total is $982,757,000 of which is carryover, and new items for 2024 include 2 police vehicles coming in at $116,000. Moving on to the street, the total there is $806,000 with $74,000 of carryover. New items include $388,000 for the Boonslick sidewalk rehab phase 1, $140,000 of the East Veterans Memorial asphalt, and $150,000 for Ash Road. Water total is $4,209,562 with $593,000 carrying over. New items include the new water tower on the new South Water Tower construction for $3,291,262. $100,000 for Well 6 Water Tower internal clean paint, including the servicing of pipe and equipment for new controls, and then wells 4, 6, and 9 totaling $199,000. The sewer total is $11,072,283 with $5,058,363 of carryover. New items include $507,907 of stormwater for Veterans Memorial Phase 2, $468,755 stormwater Volschel Highway 47 to Cool Engineering, and $4,688,000 for the treatment plant expansion phase 1 grit removal clarifiers construction. The interchange fund has a balance of $273,932 for the water line project. We are anticipating an additional debt payment in the interchange fund to the tune of $2 million. The original payoff date for this was March of 2037 and now is been reduced to October 2029, but with this additional payment we'll reduce to getting that paid down in October of 2027, which is pretty significant. Do you have any questions?
No, but I like those numbers.
Shaved 10 years off.
We've stuck to what we said we would at the very beginning. We haven't veered from it. Any questions on that? We can move on. This is the budget thing, I'm sorry. My apologies. This is a bill. I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 95-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, second by Alderman Romaker.
Bill number 95-23, an ordinance amending the budget of the city of Warrenton, Missouri for, no, we're not doing that one.
No, she didn't go over the
Yeah,
minutes.
I'm sorry, I
She
just
missed
realized
that one. She did the budget, so I'm sorry. It should be Bill 2096.
Okay.
She jumped the gun.
Oh,
to
96-23.
budget instead of the
Sorry, I was
amendment.
really
That's my
excited about
apology
next.
too. I got wrapped up in some of the
We gotta
numbers
go
and I think I got
back.
wrapped up in the whole thing that we're shaving off 10 years off the thing. I got a little excited.
Everybody's all
I
excited.
apologize. I know there's a motion on the floor. Let that die for now or just let it sit for now?
Has it been seconded?
It was for the reading.
You can either just, as an administrative, keep the motion and the second standing, table it for the moment, and move forward with the other one. That's the first
That'd be
one.
the easiest thing to do. So we'll go ahead and table it until we come back to that. In case there are questions or any issues, if there are, we'll address them at that time, and we can vote to take it back off, or, to readdress it later. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 96-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Quarter, second by Alderman Miller.
Bill number 96-23, an ordinance adopting an annual budget for the fiscal year beginning on January 1st, 2024, and appropriating funds pursuant thereto.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 96-23.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, second by Alderman Kelly.
Bill number 96-23, an ordinance adopting an annual budget for the fiscal year beginning on January 1st, 2024, and appropriating funds pursuant thereto.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Quarter,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Romaker,
Yes.
Alderman Miller,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent. Go ahead.
Okay. My apologies on the swap
Nope.
of the...
No. That's my fault. I should have been paying better attention.
Okay, so as far as budget amendments for the year of 2023, we just have a few changes. So we have moved ARPA funds from the concession stand and Morgan Park demo balance to the additional turf. The additional turf of $500,000 and related revenue reimbursements from Game 7. And there was the unused police wages to purchase a police vehicle. And lastly, the water fund to cover balance of interchange of the water line project in excess of loan project fund balance of $364,000.
Questions on that? No. The motion was tabled to be able to address that, and there again, I'm sure it will be questioned, so let me clarify, that was my mistake as the mayor, but we will go back and readjust that. I just want reassurance on this bill. There was a motion made by Alderman Schultz. Are you still holding to that motion?
Yes.
And there was a second by Alderman Romaker. Are you still holding to that?
Yes.
Therefore, we have a motion made by Alderman Schultz and seconded by Alderman Romaker.
Bill number 95-23, an ordinance amending the budget of the city of Warrenton, Missouri for fiscal year ending December 2023.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 95-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cullum, seconded by Alderman Quarter.
Bill number 95-23, an ordinance amending the budget of the city of Warrenton, Missouri for fiscal year ending December 2023.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Scholes,
Yes.
Alderman Quarter,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Romaker,
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent. Anything else?
All I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Building Commissioner Mike Cross.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. You have my monthly report. We'll touch on a few highlights. We have Tractor Supply is complete and been approved for occupancy, which will be opening the 23rd. It's a very nice 40,000 square foot store, so. SSM, probably middle of January before they take possession. It's getting closer. We run into some IT problems there, but they're working those out now. Several subdivisions underway. Walnut Hollow, Pickney, Banzie's project over off of Pickney, Boulder Valley. The next 3 to 5 years, we're going to have a lot of construction going on here.
You're
Quite a
going to be
bit.
really busy.
Yes, I am. But that keeps you going.
Well, I should say the two of you at the end of that table will be really busy.
Yes. He gets it started, I have to finish it.
Yes. Any questions? Got off easy tonight.
Just- Thank you.
But they'll still make you work this next year pretty hard, so.
That's all right.
Chief of Police. No. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. I'm sorry to address you from back here.
That's all right.
Our units are all tied up on fire.
Totally understand. And we'd rather have the safety than the actual at the podium, so thank you.
So the only thing I had tonight was the Chief of Police's monthly report for you. The only other thing I was going to add is we've just been extremely busy with promotional processes, hiring processes, and things like that. So just keeping things in motion, but I don't really have anything else to report right now, which is that we've been very busy.
Any questions for Lieutenant Unger?
7 new hires.
Well, I'm sure he's wiping his brow with 7 new hires. He's pretty happy and excited. Not yet? You're still sweating it?
Still sweating.
Oh, don't sweat it too bad. It gives a little ease.
It's a lot of people to get trained.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Director of Planning and Development, Tim Burks.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. You have a copy of my monthly report for November. A couple of highlights. We had 3 new businesses open up. You bought it at 302 Progress Parkway, Eastern Missouri Builders at 517 Middletown Road, and Crazy King Burrito at the Feeler at 701 Warrior Avenue. You have any other questions for me?
Any questions? I believe so.
All right, the first project on the agenda tonight is the approval request for amendments to Section 405.195 Overlay Zoning District, AMD 133. This amendment is for the overlay. It's basically we are changing the definition for the retail sales in that district, so other type businesses would be allowed in that overlay district. So, this project went to Planning and Zoning. They voted, motion passed 8-0 with 2 absents. Okay. Do you have any questions?
Questions on that?
I'm sorry, I don't really understand the overlay zone. Can you explain that just a little bit? What is an overlay?
So along 70, Highway 70, there's an overlay district for the zoning district there that any businesses that come in within the 100 feet of the 70 line, they have to have at least 50% of the business has to be retail sales.
Okay.
Any questions on that, though?
I just wasn't clear on overlay.
No, it was something that was, I think it was discussed prior to you coming on the board, and we laid some things out, but we needed to kind of change the definition on some of it. It was something that a lot of the people in the public asked. I know I received several phone calls. I believe several of the other aldermen received phone calls, just wanting to see more retail out there to be able to draw people in off the highway. I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of Bill number 97-23.
So moved.
Motion made by McCollum, second by Schultz.
Bill number 97-23, an ordinance amending section 405.195 of the Municipal Code of the City of Warrenton, Missouri regarding overlay districts.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 97-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, second by Alderman Corder.
Bill number 97-23, an ordinance amending section 405.195 of the Municipal Code of the City of Warrenton, Missouri regarding overlay districts.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Scholes.
Yes.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent.
Okay. The next project is going to be the Contractor Solution LLC. It's a conditional use and site plan, CUP 91 and SP 164. Contractor Solution LLC has submitted an application for conditional use permit and site plan approval for 1029 Armory Way. It's 5 acres on the west side of Armory Road, north of the service road. To conditional use permit and site plan to allow location to be used for a rental equipment business. The area is currently zoned C3 highway commercial and was previously used for Jay's RV sales and repair. Staff has reviewed the proposed conditional use permit and site plan. The proposal is consistent with Chapter 405 regulation of Warrenton Municipal Code. All terms and notices have been provided and completed as required by state and local law. This project meets all the requirements for the site plan and the conditional use. The project was presented at Planning and Zoning. The motion passed 8-0 with 2 absent. The applicant's here if you have any questions about the business.
Is this replacing Jay's RV?
Yeah, they are gone.
They're
So
gone.
This is a new
Okay.
business that will be moving in.
I think it was pretty well laid out when it was presented in the packet with us. Is there anybody that does have questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion for first reading of bill number 98-23.
So moved.
Second. Motion made by Alderman Corder, second by Alderman Cullum.
Bill number 98-23, an ordinance approving a conditional use permit to allow a proposed rental equipment business located at 1029 Armory Road.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 98-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, second by Alderman Romaker.
Bill number 98-23, an ordinance approving a conditional use permit to allow a proposed rental equipment business located at 1029 Armory Road.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Scholes.
Yes.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent.
The next project is the Oakley Baseball Training Facility, conditional use and site plan, CUP 92 and SP 165. Dean and Chad Oakley have submitted an application for conditional use permit and site plan approval for the 0.95 acres east of North Market Street and south of Oak Lawn Avenue. The conditional use permit and site plan will still allow a 5,000 square foot building with a future 600 square foot building for. Did I?
Yeah, it's all right. 99-23. We can go back to 99 if we need to.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all right. Hey, I got called on the carpet earlier.
So the same information, the site plan went through planning and zoning. The motion passed 8-0 with 2 absent. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all right. For bill number 99-23, I think it's located at 1029 Armory Road.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions on that? All right, I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 99-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cullum, seconded by Alderman Romaker.
Bill number 99-23, an ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a site plan for a tract of land located at 1029 Armory Road.
I'll entertain a motion for second reading of bill number 99-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, seconded by Alderman Miller.
Bill number 99-23, an ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a site plan for a tract of land located at 1029 Armory Road.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Miller,
Yes.
Alderman Scholes,
Yes.
Alderman Quarter,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent. And I think we got at least halfway through on this next one.
All right. Let's see, the conditional use permit and site plans allow for a 5,000 square foot building and a future 600 square foot office area for the baseball training facility. The location is currently vacant and is zoned R2 medium density residential. Okay. Staff has reviewed the proposed conditional use permit and site plan. The proposal is consistent with Chapter 405, regulations of Warrenton Municipal Code. All items and notices have been provided and completed as required by state and local law. So this project meets all the requirements for the conditional use and the site plan. The conditional use, CUP 92, went through planning and zoning. The motion passed 8-0 with 2 absent. In the site plan, 165 went through planning and zoning. The motion passed 8-0 with 2 absents.
All right.
Art,
go
Art's here, the engineer, along with the applicant, if you have any questions about the facility.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 100-23.
So moved. Second. Give it time.
We'll go with Alderman Quarter. First on the motion, second would be Alderman Cullum.
Bill number 100-23, an ordinance approving a conditional use permit to allow a proposed baseball training facility located on North Market Street and south of Norfolk and Southern Railroad.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 100-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Romaker, seconded by Alderman Schultz.
Bill number 100-23, an ordinance approving a conditional use permit to allow a proposed baseball training facility located on North Market Street and south of Norfolk and Southern Railroad.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Quarter,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Romaker,
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
So the site plan, 165, same information. Went through planning and zoning. The motion passed 8-0 with 2 absents.
There any questions on that? All right. Entertain a motion for first reading of bill number 101-23.
So moved.
You want a second? He got you on the first one.
Oh, you were second.
Motion made by Alderman Cullum, seconded by Alderman Quarter.
Bill number 101-23, an ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a site plan for a tract of land located at North Market Street and south of Norfolk and Southern Railroad.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 101-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Romaker, seconded by Alderman Miller.
Bill number 101-23, an ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a site plan for a tract of land located at North Market Street and south of Norfolk and Southern Railroad.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Quarter,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum,
Yes.
Alderman Romaker,
Yes.
Alderman Miller,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
The next one is the approval request for a proposed right-of-way vacate. Listen Beatty Incorporated, on behalf of Warren Center LLC, has submitted a request to vacate 0.13 acres of right-of-way known as Hawthorne Hills Drive. The vacate is necessary to make proposed street alignment for the Forestdale subdivision work well with the subdivision construction plans. The Existing right-of-way was created in anticipation of a development with smaller R3 lots. The vacate would put the right-of-way back prior to the boundary adjustment plat that created it. The vacate, along with the record plat for Forestdale, will create a consistent street right-of-way and will match the pavement that was currently existing, and with the proposed pavement with the development of the Forestdale subdivision. And this project went in front of Planning and Zoning. The motion passed 8-0 with 2 absent, and it goes along with the next project is the Forestdale final plat subdivision. Art Corman's here if you have any questions on that vacate.
Anybody have any questions?
No.
And I'll entertain a motion to read for the first reading of bill number 102-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cullum, second by Alderman Corder.
Bill number 102-23, an ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri, vacating an approximate 0.13 acre portion of Hawthorne Hills Drive.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 102-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, second by Alderman Schultz.
Bill number 102-23, an ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri, vacating an approximate 0.13 acre portion of Hawthorne Hills Drive.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with 1 absent.
Okay, the last project is the Forestdale subdivision, SUBD 118. Bart Carmen, Lewis and Beatty Surveying and Engineering has submitted a final/record plat application on behalf of Warren Center LLC for a 67.54 acre tract of land on the north side of North Service Road, east of Hawthorne Tree. The final plat is consistent with the preliminary plat previously approved for the subject site by the City of Warrenton Board of Aldermen on September 19, 2023 with ordinance 2798 and bill number 7023. Staff has reviewed this proposed final record plat, and the proposal is consistent with Chapter 405 regulations of the Warrenton Municipal Code. All items and notices have been provided and completed by the required state and local law. This project went in front of Planning and Zoning. The motion passed 8-0 with 2 absent. The engineer is here if you have any questions on this project.
Are there any questions?
These are 1 to 3 acre lots, am I correct at that statement? Okay.
They're a little larger. They
There's
go up
some
to, I think,
4 to 5.
Okay.
acres. Yes, they're a large lot.
Good to see that. Thanks, guys.
Is there a developer already that's doing this?
I'm not sure. Maybe Bart can answer that question.
Come on down, Bart.
You thought you was going to get away tonight, didn't you?
No, I stayed way back for him to come up.
We just wanted to get your steps in today.
Sure, that's right. For the record, Bart Corman, Lewis and Beatty. Yeah, so the developer, Warren Center LLC, we've got construction plans in the process. We'll be getting DNR permits for sewer and water here shortly, land disturbance permit and everything. We'll get the final plat here, hopefully approved tonight, get the escrows in so they can start clearing trees during bat season. That's the key.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
And then start grading for the streets and detention pond and things like that, and then we'll go from there.
We used to have some issues with water back there on the back of Robin. Does that north part go up almost to Robin Lane, the back of Robin Lane?
I mean, the property does, but we're staying away from that from any grading activities or anything. If you look at the way it's laid out, the roadway is quite a ways away from that north property line. So we're just leaving that pretty much natural right now until, I mean, houses are going to be built on those lots, but
Front part of the lot, probably.
most likely on the front part of the lot. We are preserving that pond that's on the north end, so that'll stay in place, which does catch some of that water. So it does have some natural there. And then in the middle of the developments are stormwater detention ponds. So
This is really close to Big Creek, isn't it?
yeah, it's It is touching Big Creek, yeah.
Is there any flood issue there?
Yeah, and that's why you see some of these larger lots, because there's some floodplain on some of those lots, and so they're going to sit back in the back. So there's some extra acreage on some of those lots that won't be built on. The practicality that's not there, but you'll be able to have that sizable lot with some vegetation on it and back up to a creek. So you have some kind of country living in the city. So.
Pretty steep back there too, isn't it? Down into there.
On the south side there,
Yeah.
there's a pretty good draw going through there where the, just behind the overlay district, I guess, so to speak. Yeah, that's a pretty good draw and pretty steep.
So for people who don't know the bat statement,
Yes.
I was new to that. I didn't know we had that many endangered bats in the area, but we did have to do a survey, and it held the project up for about 3 to 6 months. But I'm glad if it's on a list, we need to protect and try and at least deal with the habitat in a timely manner. I think it was during mating season is why they were very concerned with that. I know some people laugh at that, but there's other people that would take that very seriously, and it matters a lot to them. So we need to take it under consideration. Any questions?
I just thought everybody would want to know what a draw was.
Draw. You're right. That is something maybe people aren't used to.
Never mind.
That's common to me, but you're right. There's people that probably have moved here and do not know what a draw is.
It's close to a hogback, I'm sure.
Oh, do not go down this path, please, because we could have 10,000 names come up on it.
Thanks, Bart.
Thank you, guys.
Any questions?
Nope.
Now, entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 103-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, second by Alderman McCollum.
Bill number 103-23, an ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri, approving the final plat of the subdivision known as Forestdale.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 103-23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Romaker, seconded by Alderman Schultz.
Bill number 103-23, an ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri, approving the final plat of the subdivision known as Forestdale.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Romaker,
Yes.
Alderman Miller,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Corder,
Yes.
Alderman Cullum.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent. So we are at the point in the meeting that is probably the most exciting for everyone, and that is I will entertain a motion for the closure of the regular Board of Alderman meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, seconded by Alderman Corder. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. We are so adjourned. Thank you, folks.